Alright, I'm back to these now that my JRPG backlog binge is over, so let's move on to Seong, who I feel like I should have done earlier because she's a net play favorite and also probably top 5. Leading right off with her horizontal attacks, you've got Tumultuous Assault and Twin Fang Thrust, which together make an unassuming little mix-up. This is safe on block, even though Wiki says it's -12. So you gotta jump it. You can also be extra snarky that day, go for the base hold parry into lethal. However, if you try to do that stuff preemptively, you're gonna get wrecked by Twin Fang Thrust, which is a critical mid. So you want to sidestep it. You can't really get behind her unless you walk a few extra steps. But, oops, sorry about that. You have a ton of time to whiff punish, which means you actually don't have to commit here at all. You see the first 2 hits, start sidestepping, and then jump, and it'll cover either option. Go for, what would you call it, 8B, rather than just an empty jump. If you do happen to block Twin Fang Thrust, it's -14 supposedly, but just showing that you won't be able to reach with a 14 frame attack. Alright, next up, Violet Squall. If she does it up close, it's -18, so make sure to get your lethal punish. If she does it max range, there's a lot more block stun, and you're not going to be able to punish it anyway. I think it's still -8 with that range, so you can try to go for something silly, like that, or a rare BGB, which doesn't even really come out because there's so much block stun. Like, yeah, it still doesn't even have enough range. So yeah, you can only really punish this up close. Even then, it's apparently difficult. Wow. I am sorry. Yeah, and, making matters worse, it's got ridiculous range, and if she catches you stepping, you can get wrecked. But you can duck it if you see it. Or punch it up close. Also, do something silly like that. Anyway, moving on. So this is a 2-hit, mid, low, and it's not punishable. Actually, it is. So this one's -12, like the first one. But probably want knockdowns, so go for that. Or this time that doesn't work, so just go for K follow-up. Knee Slicer is a very standard special low, not punishable, -4, but she's slow enough that you can get that 6A, what would you even call it, counter poke. And like most 12 frame attacks in the game, you do get level 3 guard impact, which you're not going to be able to react to a 12 frame, but if you anticipate for whatever reason she'll be using one of her fastest attacks, you can get a knockdown at least. Okay, so this move, Rising B punishable, has 2 versions on hit. You have, it's an attack throw, so you have a forward tech version.
Can you stand?
Note you actually take less damage if you tech it early. And you have the back tech version. Same deal, you can tech early. This is the one that tosses you over her head. So if her back is to the ring, make sure you go for the back tech, play it safe. Both versions, by the way, are punishable. Then she's got this. surprisingly, even at max block range, you can still get the launcher. What's going to be inconsistent is that knee follow-up.
Get lost.
But yeah, if you do block it, and even sometimes if you don't, then you can go for Rising B. Crouching knee slicer is the same, just a special low. Still just go for 6A or what have you afterwards. You can also go for AB if you're that kind of person. That does risk losing to 12 frame attacks if she throws one out for whatever reason. Then she's got hilt kick, which is a 14 frame mid, which is pretty good, honestly. Especially since it's run counters, which is pretty rare for a 14 frame mid. As you can see, it's safe. Guard impact, you won't be able to react. So, I think it's like -6. So, this time around, that 6A is actually guaranteed if she presses any button afterwards. So go for whatever your preferred mix-up is. Twin Fang Strike, I think is like -7 or something. Oops. And it's mid, so there's not that much you can do, so same deal. Again, you get predictive impacts, but not so much reactive. This one. Another slow, low sweep. It's not really finishable. But there's not much time after that jump lands to call it out. So you can try to treat it like you treat the 5AA follow-ups. But it's a lot harder. So whenever I do something like this, I think it's good to show there is time to step and still get the jump. Well, I don't know why I'm not getting jumps with this anymore though. Apparently holding it just gives you 5B now. I'm too tired for this apparently. But as you can see, when you see her jump, in either case you can start stepping and then go for the jump. Beat both options. If she does do jump K, you'll just end up behind her. But you won't get punished if you go for preemptive jump B. So what you can do is just start stepping. No, you can't. It's a hop kick. So, realistically, if you see that one, you'll have already blocked it or been hit before stepping is relevant. Back on topic. Her other horizontals are just the two facing away attacks. The facing away high is only -2, so there's not a lot you can follow up with. But it is sort of your turn because, I mean, her fastest attack is 12 frames and not that good. And then the facing away 2A is the same as regular 2A or crouching A, but slower. I actually missed something. Her while rising AA. If she opts for the second hit, you can really get her hard for it. Alright, a week of real world time has gone by, my bad there, but moving right along with Seong, going into her vertical attacks. Her basic BB string is very similar to her AA string in that it's got a little pre-built in mix up here. So she's got bow, which you're actually going to want to do the same thing for. Do that one step into jumping 3. You can block with punish with rising kicks, but you're not going to get a launcher, which is why you want to get that jump in there. If you're feeling unbelievably swag, I believe... No, you can't, so don't do it. Then mid. There is a lot of whiff recovery on that third B, so you can get away with the jumping B. But it seems like today she just wants to follow you to the earth. That's where it's worked every time. It's a little more set. If you think they got the read, you can go for that and try to actually react to the low with the jump. But be aware that if you step too long, then you actually won't get the jumping B. You'll end up getting... Let me just, like... Oops. That. I don't know. It just happens.
Stand aside.
Here you go.
Then there's this. It's minus 14, but you can't catch her.
Here you go.
What's wrong?
You can always guard impact the second hit, by the way. Oops. I say failing to demonstrate it. And it always gives level 3 guard impact, which is nice. What's good about that is that even if she's going for this, you'll still end up catching it. And what's good about that is it's kind of hard to... So that looks pretty similar to this, actually. Even though one's a mid and one's a high. And she can go for this.
Here you go.
And it's really gonna catch you if you try to
Here you go.
go for the one-step jumping B trick.
Here you go.
Sorry.
Here you go.
Like so. One way to notice that it's a high is there's a lot more luck stun on that second hit. So if you have trouble sidestepping,
Here you go.
get ready to duck. You can also just duck the second hit, oops, if you already know it's coming. But be aware that if you duck and it's not the high, you'll get hit. Alright, anyway, moving on. Lingering step, she's always going to transition to that if it doesn't whiff. That's just the stance that we'll go into for special moves later. This jails, so you can try to impact the second hit and you'll get the extra meter for instant block always. It's also safe, but it's negative. It does a ton of guard damage. You can work 6A in there and it'll beat just about anything she presses out because her buttons are kind of slow. I think it's minus 8 or minus 6. This hilariously is minus 12, I believe. Even though it's got so much pushback and block stun that in a normal situation you're never going to hit her with something that's full frames. But you can kind of use that gap to get in and push a button. Try to sidestep on reaction. You're going to want to sidestep left because for some reason right gets hit. Yeah. I just have really bad luck trying to demonstrate things. If possible, you want to go for that. Going to the right almost always gets hit unless you preempt it. So it doesn't have great tracking. But it does have a bit of a hitbox that'll catch you to your right. So this one, this move is minus 12, but as you notice it's really slow, and you can get a level 3 guard impact, or you can get this. So that move is just designed to be impacted. It is a horizontal mid, so it's pretty good for catching people who try to step and crouch all the way around the arena. But yeah, if it's not catching you doing something, you should definitely be able to react in time. Standard launcher for lifting heaven is -14, like just about every other standard launcher. This is -14 as well. She has a just frame version that is also -14. Dancing Fang Sweep. So you're gonna want to react to that second hit. You basically have to preempt it to get the lethal off of base hold. If you react, it's not fast enough. The second hit, by the way, you're not gonna punish. It's actually not even -12, so even if the kicks had been close enough, it would have they would have been blocked.
Here you go.
Here's the counterpart to that. You can pretty much always crouch afterwards, since you will block the bow. But
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
she's still -14 here.
Here you go.
I mean, it's not gonna matter unless there's a wall right there.
Here you go.
In which case she probably won't use the move, and it looks like it didn't even work there. Anyway, yeah, if she hits you with 2B,
Here you go.
get ready for the low,
Here you
or
go.
just do some kind of pressure
Here you go.
after the high. Or you can try to be swag and read the high, in which case jumping the low is going to be a bit harder, but still possible. Sorry for being a bit rambly today. This, if you can react to it, you're too far away to back throw her, but you can run up behind her if you figure out what side you're on. Sometimes it swaps, sometimes it doesn't on sidestep. Sidestep in both directions.
Give up. Give up.
Negative, but not punishable, I believe.
It's time.
Struggle. Anyway, yeah, 2B. My personal suggestion is block and watch for the low or the flying kick startup. Get ready to jump or sidestep as necessary. If you crouch preemptively, that's what the flying kick is for. It's going to hit you in the face if you're expecting backstep Fang. Yeah. Part of it becomes player tendencies as well. You can use base hold to beat both backstep Fang and dancing Fang sweep, because the high will whiff over base hold. But then you get kicked in the face by spring barrage, so your call. Lightning Fang, you're open.
You're open.
The classic. Even at pretty long range, because of how far she steps, you're still able to punish it on block.
You're open.
Oops.
You're open.
I say while demonstrating horribly.
You're open. You're open.
It's also pretty easy to jump, and if you happen to be walking, sidestep it already.
Here you go.
So here's the move that so many moves end in. I believe has a stance
Here you go.
goes into the stance.
Here you go.
Special moves.
Here you
It's
go.
-14 like the rest of them, but like the rest of them, you're not in range to punish most of the time. Lingering step again is just the stance that always happens on hit or guard. Doesn't come out on whiff though. As you saw earlier, that does have some applications. Because she has her crazy horizontal spin that'll catch you if you try to just sidestep every time you see it or something. Because of that, I've actually been showing to demonstrate that it's minus 14 4A, but you do not actually want to use 4A to punish if you're in one of those rare situations. Because... Oops. Wow, okay, recording. Way to not do the move that's recorded.
Here you go.
There it is. It tech crouches. I don't know if you really saw it, but
Here you go.
that follow-up will tech crouch. So, your punish, if her back is to the wall and she inexplicably does retreating Fang, is to go for B6. Anyway. Torrential Rush. Not while rising, but crouching. Safe. Safe. Legs. Safe. Safe. So, this is one of those moves that if you see it, you have to punish with jumping. You can also sidestep for what it's worth if you want to get the knockdown. She doesn't really have any alternate follow-ups to that, so I think it's generally always safe to sidestep if you see just the first hit. Oops. Rising B. Don't mix it up with the launcher because it's safe. Just go for this, or you know, whatever you prefer to go for when someone's negative but not punishable. Oops. So there's the rising, or sorry, the jumping attack rather. Since both of these are after landing, it's kind of hard to give you a definitive answer. But you can try to use the same tactic as for some other things, and just do start stepping and jumpy. This is actually how I discovered that. Oh, jumpy is bad. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe. Let's have a jump kick here to see how it. There's no delay, it comes out immediately, so you don't have to worry about getting baited by the jump land mid or what have you. Her facing aways are both mids, and they're not really anything special. There's facing away B. Yep, that sure is a move. And facing away 2B. Yeah, yep. The only thing to note there is the wiki says facing away 2B is a low. As you just saw, no it's not. Alright, so kicks. Pretty standard stuff to start out with. 5k is like just about every other 5k in the game. The 12 frame, I believe, safe on block, but can be impacted. It's also reasonably negative on block. I apologize if this screws up the record. You can start pressure afterwards, guaranteed. Next is banishment kick. This is supposedly minus 14 or something, but yeah, you know. Good luck, right? It also tracks pretty well, which is a pain. So it is minus 14. But yeah, if you react to the flash, guard impact flash that is, get behind her.
Give up.
but it's kind of inconsistent to get the back throw. A lot of the times you get this kind of thing going on, or this thing.
Is that it?
If you react late, it also is kind of hard to sidestep. You also can't really chief hold it, depending on timing. But if you react to the flash, really preempt the flash, you might get lucky. Still hard to get her back, so risk-reward decision for you. If you impact that, it's only a level 2 impact, so yeah. Kind of one of those, just take your turn after your buttons. Even 6A doesn't reach, so, no, whatever you want to do. Okay, so double mid. Double mid is safe. I don't know. You can start pressure afterwards because it's negative, and you can try to attack like all the other kicks if you don't suck like me. Not something you're gonna react to in impact. Oh, I know. Second hit. So that's the real thing. I don't think she has any other options off of 3K. So, if you see that, you can react to the first hit, crouch the second. 2K is standard 2K. Can't launch it, you can Rising K, and impact is of course the level 3, but I can't even time that right. Rock Breaker is the standing low. This one you can Rising B punish. In addition, it's not as impactful, so you're gonna want to purposely go for either the jump or the block and Rising B. Checkmate. This one actually is punishable. It's only minus 15, so not big punishable. But if you react to the green flash, it's a more consistent back throw than the other impact startup. Earth kick is just 2K again, but from crouching, you're still not going to get a launcher unless you impact it. Now this move is very punishable because that first low is like minus 24, so you can Rising B it, but as you can see, you can't even Rising K if she does the second hit. So it's just a matter of how risky she wants to be. First hit hits, I believe it's a natural combo too, yeah. So if she gets decent damage off of a relatively quick low, in exchange for that, you get a lethal hit finish. Oh, I'm terrible today. Or always, whichever. Rising K is just... yeah. I learned something new today. So I guess Rising K is hella punishable. Sorry. I'm gonna go with minus 16 or 18. Probably 16, question mark. Jump K is a hop kick. Hop kicks are hop kicks. Like most fast kick moves, you can impact it. Really quick, the wiki says that it's minus 14 if she does the forward jump version, but science says that's... oh gosh dang it, wrong one. This was to show... that was to show back turn K is what that one was. This was to show that the first hit of that 2-hit low mid kick is punishable with rising B. This is the one to show forward jump is definitely not minus 14 no matter what the wiki says. And this one was to show back turn K, or back turn 2K rather. Is still basically just 2K. With a bit of a slower startup. Alright, that covers jump K, facing away 2K, facing away K is just 5K but with a higher startup similar to the 2K scenario. Dual button attacks are up next, and if you fought a lot of Seong online, you're probably going to see some things you recognize here. Such as this. Where are you going? Yeah, that's the classic.
Where you going? Tanya!
Then there's this, which, I don't know. But it's negative, so do your thing. I refuse to believe anybody can actually duck this on the action, but it's a high, so yeah. And there's the other half of where you're going. You've now seen 100% of netplay Seong Mina's, especially the people who play on Wi-Fi in China. It's like you guys joke about Brazilian cat coming your way. It's Chinese Seong Mina for me. So you can try to style on them with 4-4B, but you do risk if you're too close whiffing like that. If you're up close, just go for the jumping B. It kind of ruined my whole day when I found out you could cancel this, because on netplay, I mean, all you have to do is, and then, and you did it. You beat every Seong Mina all the way up to like D rank. But since she can actually cancel that, you can get baited into jumping, and 3B, rising B, jumping B are kind of punishable depending on the character. I think Seong Mina would probably trade with you if you used Chief Hold K, but you're in a bad spot. So yeah, maybe wait till the end there to jump it. Anyway.
Now, it's over. Now, it's over.
Step left. Do not step right.
It's over. Now, no way.
You can guard impact that second hit. You can also duck the second hit. Why, you might ask, why would you always duck the second hit? Oh, my phone is ringing, but it's probably a telemarketer, so I'm just gonna ignore it. That's why you would always just duck. If you want, you can always just guard impact, or you can wait and make sure that the break attack isn't coming. I'm sorry, don't guard impact that third bit is what I meant to say. You have to guard impact the second or fourth bit. The second, if you want to just preempt and not take as much guard damage, I guess, or that fourth bit if you're expecting it to be the break attack, and you're waiting for that sidestep and punish opportunity. But yeah, whatever you do, don't block the full thing. I think it's -8, but like, that is a lot of guard damage you're taking for no reason.
Dodge.
She even yells dodge. Easy enough. She's got a faster version that's harder to get blinder with. And if you wait till last minute on that, you won't be able to get it. So it's a weird kind of mix between early and late dodge.
Dodge.
You kind of spin right when you see the fire, and then like take one more step, and then bring the blade down. She can just run away with this though.
Dodge. Here you go. Dodge. Here you go.
So
Dodge. Here you go.
that's kind of what I usually do.
Here you go.
Is go for 2 full A plus B.
Here you go.
Sometimes you can actually catch her with that if you react really fast.
Dodge. Here you go.
Sometimes you get really lucky with that.
That's it.
This.
That's it.
This is Big Punish. For some reason it reminds me of Aswell's like his one shield stance move that has a kind of spin that goes around it. I don't know if that helps you at all, but even when I haven't fought Seongmin in forever and I'm kind of rusty, I just instinctively AJ punish this move in particular. In part because it looks like, to me, another move that gets AGA punished always. Then there's Hassel's wheel. This move is weird. If she goes over your head, go with that. If she doesn't go over your head, go with that. Even though it's -16, like so. You don't get the IAGA punish, so
Ready?
whoops. So just go for that. And also I think run up, yeah, there you go.
Give up.
Better option. Run up behind her and get the back throw. You can super punish, but I mean, you're gonna get like 80 some damage. If you're willing to spend a bar to get like 10 more damage than a back throw, be my guest. Okay, then there's this. I think it's -14. Yep. It does a lot of guard damage and jails. So just take your punish, try to discourage her from doing it, and stay on the move so she can't just do it freely. Especially if you're at red gauge like that. Because that will absolutely guard pick you.
My strength.
Okay, Shadow Fang. Quick-ish flow, but it's punishable on block. It's too slow. Okay, this one. Like the other attack she has with the guard break animation, or sorry, guard impact animation. You can just sidestep with the flash and take your punish. As you saw at max range, you might not quite make it, but it is what it is.
Here you go.
This is the move for you AB punish. It's a similar scenario of it's -16, but this won't actually get you your lethal. So it's one of those very rare,
Stand aside.
actually, A slide B punishes with Siegfried. One thing is, as soon as she goes up in the air, you can start the punish. I suck, I'm sorry. Because if you wait till she lands, you'll already have been out of block stun for a little while, and you'll probably miss the A slide B window. Next is this absolutely ridiculous move. The third one will whiff on block, so you can 1, 2, 3B. You can also 1, 2 sidestep and back throw.
Give up.
You don't want to do one sidestep though, because that third hit actually has a hitbox behind her, which makes it hard to get in there. You can do it. can do it, it's just hard. She also has a just frame version of this. The just frame version, I think that last hit is a little bigger, maybe.
Give up.
So it's up to you. Anyone who does all 3 hits on block or even uses this move for anything but combos is an absolute madman. Like I started to say, the first time I saw this in neutral, I literally didn't know what to do because I was too surprised. And again, as you can see,
Give up.
it is a little weird because that third one goes behind her, so getting the back throw is kind of hard. It's up to you. You can risk it, or you can just wait for blocking the second hit. I don't know. Transformed Heavens. Facing away, B plus K. Nothing really special about this move. It seems like it might launch or something. I've got it recorded. Oops, I should probably be behind her before I test it behind the back. Oh. Yeah, okay, so it launches, right? But, like any good launcher, actually I think it's actually safe on block. But you have enough time to get 6A in there to counter hit. And if you do try to punish with 4A just out of that's what launchers get punished with habit, as you saw, even better, well, not better, but even more guaranteed, I should say, you'll just knock her down. If she does block, obviously, now you're -2 or something. Cool, so that's all Seongmin's dual button attacks, words. Next we'll get to another classic Seongmin net play attack. Eight-way run moves contain some of Seongmin's most dangerous stuff, which I'll get to in a second. We start right off with a horizontal mid that's safe on block, so kind of similar to 3A4 for the Siegfried mains out there. But it's kind of slow, so you can kind of react and get a level 3, but obviously you can't crouch and you're not going to be stepping it. So try to go for that guard impact if you see it, and if you don't, the type that likes hard reads, you can always throw out that base hold. Heavy Willow Divide. Now this one is an interesting one, so huge horizontal mid going on. This one is punishable. But it's -12 despite having rather high block stun, and more importantly, if she only does the first hit, wow, it's really weird because there's a ton of block stun, but you can get your AGA punish. I'm not sure if I'd recommend it because it's honestly one of the hardest ones for me, if not the hardest. Moves where spacing screws it up every time, except it. But you can try that. There's so much block stun on it that you might actually have time to notice that she only did the first hit and punish. Because kind of by the time the block stun ends, the second one's already started up here. But from the Seong player's perspective, she probably would rather be -12 than -16, and there's a chance that you'll try to push a button and get hit, so it's almost always better to do the 2 hits. I would expect the 2-hit version almost every time. Especially since against Sig, you're not really risking much with -12. Yay, a tiny bit of damage and +0 on hit. Right, Sparrow Sweep. Probably want to jump this one. It is Rising K punishable, but it's got a lot of range, and you're not always going to reach with that Rising K. You can also try to be fancy like that, but you're not going to get the big one.
Stand aside.
Brute Fang, the move from hell, right? And now you get wrung out from half screen. 28 frames, you can sort of react and jump that consistently. What's really annoying about it is at max range, which is the range where it lethals you, it's safe. I think it's only -10 there. So that's why you want to always jump it, because I think your jumping speed actually outranges this attack. Still, I hate that move so much. Another kind of net playish move. At 28 frames, it is kind of reactable offline rather, even with 6 frames of input delay. But online, best of luck to you. Have fun getting wrung out from that starter forever. So lightning thrust is -12. Good luck ever punishing it though, because even against the wall this happens. So just go for whatever, because it's -8.
My strength fails
Does a
me.
lot of guard damage, by the way. And by the time you see it, it's already too late to step. You see it, you get the tech throw pretty easily. Yeah, it's sorry, I'm wasting time, I know. Probably not working. 6-8. Or AGA into stuff, or whatever you prefer. Sky Blossom. The wiki says it's -16, the wiki lies. It's -14, like so many launchers. Here's your proof. It's not -16. Don't waste a bunch of time trying to AGA it like I did. Lightning Fang is still Lightning Fang. At max range, I think it ends up being safe. That's really, really far. If you're in doubt, you can just try jumping. Yeah. There it is. That ridiculous push block there makes it pretty obvious when it's -10 instead of -20 or so. You can always go for 4-4B at that range, if you can put it in time. It's actually kind of hard. Have 4B on deck out there. Top Hammer Fang. I don't really know what to do about this one. You can sort of react to 3B, but she recovers from the whip really fast. Almost as you're reacting to the jump with 3B. It's completely safe and forces crouch. I think it's not just safe, it's +1. So your fastest attack is going to be that 12 frame rising kick there. But at +1, that's a weird, I'm not sure if I trust the wiki, probably +2 or something, because all the frames are usually even in this game. But I digress. Point being, she can beat out your rising kicks, and because you start to jump if you use those, it'll be sort of like a knockdown too. Circular Heaven Spin. So if she just does 2, you can punish with 4A, but I mean, don't try it. Just assume she's gonna go for the 3rd kick and duck. Especially since you probably won't see a lot of that string on block. That's more of a combo tool for, wall bounces and things. So Thunder Kick, I think, is pretty negative, like, oops, -8 negative, but it forces crouch, so you kind of get a mess. And there's really no reason to block it. It's slow, and she gives you her back. What just happened there was really weird, but yeah.
Give up.
Also, If you want, you can guard impacted, but I'd recommend sidestep. Circular blade kick, speaking of things that are reactable. This one you're not going to sidestep. You can see it run counters.
Jerk!
It's also a mid.
Jerk!
I think this one's pretty negative as well. But why accept regular pressure when you get that impact? Also go for this kind of thing because Siegfried's post-GI break attack is uniquely hard to avoid. Next up, this is, so the wiki says it's -8. That is definitely not true. Like so, but it is negative. Just not -8. That said, it does a ton of guard damage, and it's really telegraphed, so just take it. This is like -2, I think. But it forces crouch, has a ton of knockback, and like it only takes 3 of them to guard break you. It will guard break from yellow. So I would say just react to the helicopter and walk around her. It actually takes quite a bit of walking to get far enough for a back throw. So it might be a dash kind of situation and not just a step. It's actually really, really hard. Okay, step left. Yes, left is better. So this one, if she doesn't do the low and it has the faster startup, it's a rising B punish. If she charges it, which gives it a really telegraphed startup, there's a low afterwards that makes it not punishable. I think it's like -2 in that case. But that slow startup gives you a chance to get behind her. Oops, that's not a back throw kind of move. Definitely a cheap hold spin kind of move. This too. Just spin right around it. Maybe take a step before chief hold spin, just because, as you can see in the animation, it kind of comes from the right. So just playing on chief hold spin's a little bit risky. I believe this one is negative as well, but like, as you can see, you're taking a lot of guard damage for that. Have it recorded. Oops, wrong move. So yeah, if you do happen to block it, definitely take your chance to take your turn afterwards. Just wouldn't recommend planning on blocking it when it's an easy lethal hit and does a ton of guard damage. This one as well. Easy lethal hit. It also looks kinda similar to that weird spinny flipping move charged version, so you should be stepping or spinning to the right either way when you see that much of a startup. And wrapping up her 8-way run moves is a standard slide like almost every character has. So, really quick, Seongmina's special throw. She's got the standard range of, you know, front throw, back throw, left throw, right throw. She also has Furious Swing. Both versions of it are a forward tech, because technically it's one throw followed up by 2 different possible B follow-ups. The first version is just a guaranteed hit as far as I can tell.
From here.
I don't think you can guard,
From here.
or guard impact, or
From here.
reversal edge, or anything. The second version, though, is a brick attack, and I think this is probably to set up her
From
guard
here.
crush lethal, but
From here.
you can get around it.
From here.
I don't think you
From
have
here.
time to really get her back, and sometimes it randomly catches
From
you
here.
sidestepping. See, she really quickly recovers even on whiff.
From here.
But you can whiff punish
From
this.
here.
I say
From here.
failing to demonstrate.
From here.
There it is.
From here.
So, God, don't start the attack
here.
until after the whiff punish. Surprising width, for lack of a better word, on that hitbox. But yeah, don't let her guard crush you, especially if you have red gauge and she lands the "come here" throw on you. Make sure that you sidestep and get your whiff punish. And of course, just forward tech guess slightly more often against Seongmina, I guess, to account for the possibility of Furious Swing. Especially if you see back step, then forward step. So her special moves are basically just her lingering step follow-ups.
Here you go.
So Violet Squall is the high. Kinda difficult to actually react and duck that, but if you see it, you can.
Here you go.
One thing, Wiki says minus 14, like the regular version. I don't think so.
Here you go.
That definitely looks like the tip version,
Here you go.
it's minus 8 or so.
Here you go.
It's got so much pushback that you're not really able to get in there anyway. Next is this, which as you can see is definitely the enhanced at the tip version, even when it's not tip. Ton of block stun, ton of pushback.
Here you go. You're open.
Not really gonna punish that on block.
Here you go. You're
So
open.
jump. As you can see, there's more startup
Here you
than
go.
you
You're
think.
open.
The jump can still beat that really late. Next one is Spinning Storm Kick.
Here you go.
Also an enhanced version. It's regular attack that it's based on.
Here you go.
Yeah, you're not gonna punish that one either. I think that's actually plus, wouldn't recommend mashing after it. It's also a mid kick. So, yeah, you're not gonna be able to, and guard break, so no parry, and no ducking. So what all of these have in common is if you block the start to lingering step,
Here you go.
you can always
Here you go.
just B6 and beat out whatever's coming, unless you whiff like an idiot.
Here you go.
Time to die!
But if you get hit,
Here you go. Here you go.
you're not gonna beat it out. So the real threat here
Here you go.
is definitely
Here you go.
Time to die!
not that scenario, but the oops, I got hit,
Here you go.
now I have to guess scenario. You don't really have to guess, I would argue, because you can probably just block Violet Squall and react to these two. Alternatively, if you want to be the guessing type, you can always sidestep, which always beats these two, and desperately try to react to Violet Squall. I don't think you will, you'll probably just get hit.
Here you go.
You can try.
Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, that pretty much covers her special moves. B6, if you block the lingering step, start up, and be ready to jump lightning fang, sidestep spinning storm kick, and duck violet squall if you get hit by the lingering step startup. Wrapping it up, we have Seongmina's gauge attacks. Fun fact, I have fought so many laggy Wi-Fi Seongminas that I actually thought her critical edge was safe on block. It is very much safe on block. That's just, yeah. My jokes earlier about another Chinese Seongmina is coming your way proved to be even more true than I thought they were.
You're gonna pay now!
So, Violet Squall this time, enhanced with break properties and faster startup. Really hard to react to that. And if you block it, it's plus now. So just be ready, I guess. Now you've got Shattering Meteor Shower, which a lot of Seongminas just wildly spam, trying to do guard damage or something, or catch you mashing, or I don't really know. It is a fast horizontal. Oops, sorry, wrong move altogether. People do not spam this. This is the BBB string from before. And you can sidestep it just like before. I am messing up what I'm trying to do, sorry. I don't... Just showing that that still works. Because she does still have the low option. But, because you can see the soul charge flash, now you can pretty reliably react and say, oh, look at that big ol' aura thing, it's definitely not the low. Or the lingering step startup for that matter. Then you've got Shattering Lightning Fang. This one gets hella thrown out online. Even offline, like you see, I've seen Seongminas just run away with a tournament match they were losing by activating Soul Charge and furiously throwing this out. It's still got a bit more startup than it looks like it does. As you saw there, I did a very late jump. Still able to beat it, but don't block it now. You're going to take a ton of guard damage, and yeah, definitely not going to punish that. Song Cloud Burst. This is an enhanced version of 1KK, but it's weird, like so.
Strength and spirit.
That last hit was a tech crouch for no reason.
Give up.
You gotta wait a lot if you go for the back throw.
Strength and spirit.
I'd recommend just going for Chief Hold.
Strength and spirit.
And as you can see,
Strength and spirit.
just up there, but you can start sidestepping even after you block the low, and still
Strength and spirit.
like so. Why that's important is because I guess if you suspect that she might only do the low or something, I don't know, you can still get out of it. But maybe better to just always block the second hit and then move, and don't go for the back throw.
Strength and spirit.
Because that's really telegraphed. It's mainly meant for that combo there and not for being some kind of on-block mix-up. So this is what I was talking about. That, yeah, every net play Mina tries to catch you crouching by throwing this out. They think you're going to crouch because of the break high and the fast low. It also has break properties. So sometimes they just furiously throw out the spin. But they can't actually get away with that. It's not real. Don't let them do it. Not real. Never real. Even if she goes for just 5k. Not real. think it's -6, which means that if you use a 16 frame attack and her fastest attack is 12 frames, you're in good shape. Otherwise, that would be unbelievably broken, a horizontal mid that jails into more hits. And is a natural combo. Anyway, Whirling Willow Frenzy is just regular Whirling Willow, but longer.
I'm mad now.
Oops, that was unexplained galaxy brain fade.
What?
But you can
What?
guard impact there,
I'm mad.
there,
Get away.
or on the 4th hit.
I'm mad now.
If she extends, it will always be 2 more hits. She can't stop
I'm
it
mad
early.
now.
And it's still -12, just like the regular
I'm mad
version.
now.
Probably more of a combo tool or a, hey, the first one hit, so I'm gonna get more damage. Not really an advantage to her doing it on block, so you won't see it that often. Shattering Lightning Fang, again, yeah, 1177B, same effect as just 1B. Still just jump it, avoid blocking at all costs. I mean, obviously you can still sidestep, right? But most of the time, if you're sidestepping, you don't need me to tell you what to do if you see a big ol' whiff.
My strength fails
So this
me.
one's rough. It's kind of reactable, it's big, slow, mid, but the Soul Charge aura thing kind of hides the lightning and removes one of your cues for reacting and sidestepping. That was an amazing reset. I wish that kind of thing could happen in real life. Then she's got this one,
What final flash?
just as telegraphed as before. Definitely want to sidestep that.
What final flash?
Give up!
Keep stepping for a while after it comes out so you can actually get it back.
Give up!
I think it has a bigger hitbox, and you're not going to get...
What final flash?
Yeah, everybody talked about how broken Sig 2B plus K was. As you just saw there, it'll still smack you in the face if you're not careful. So sidestep, keep stepping, go for the back throw rather than trying to get G-fold lethal for that move, in my opinion. Shattering Talon
Not
Rush.
today.
This one is very telegraphed. Even though you can't really see the break startup, it's really slow. She has a slower unblockable. It's basically just for styling on you or setting up post-knockdown stuff. So yeah, that's all of Seongmina's attacks. Hopefully you learned something. I doubt anybody but me is going to watch the video all the way through, but I'm going to go right on making these anyway. And in case you're wondering earlier, it really was a telemarketer on the phone.